All right, let's jump right in. In the incredible world of Persian legends, we've already seen how the world began and how fire was discovered. But now we meet a king who took things to a whole new level. This is the story of Tahmuras, a leader who didn't just fight back against the darkness, he figured out how to harness it. And that right there is the key to his entire story, what makes it so fascinating. This isn't your typical good versus evil slugfest. No, this is a story about control, about looking at a terrifying threat and seeing, well, a resource. It's that one little shift in thinking that makes his legend so unbelievably powerful. So, where did he even start? Well, like any master builder, he began with the absolute basics. His big idea was to take the raw, wild world around him and shape it into something orderly, something refined for his people. What I love about this is just how practical his genius was. I mean, think about it. Before him, people were just wearing raw animal skins. Tahmuras looks at a flock of sheep and sees the future. He's the one who taught people how to shear wool, spin it into thread, and then weave that thread into clothes and carpets. All of a sudden, rough, scratchy hides become soft clothes, and cold, hard floors are covered with something comfortable. He was literally weaving the very fabric of civilization. And his mastery didn't stop there. Not by a long shot. The guy had this almost supernatural knack for communicating with animals. He didn't just hunt them, he brought them into the fold. He tamed cheetahs and hawks to become hunting partners. He domesticated roosters and chickens, which totally changed the rhythm of daily life and gave people a whole new source of food. He was creating a kind of harmony between the human world and the wild. But you know how it goes. All this progress, all this light and order, it tends to attract some unwanted attention. His success caught the eye of the ultimate source of chaos itself, the evil spirit, Ahriman. And this is where the story really kicks into high gear. Ahriman wasn't planning on fighting fair, of course. He rounded up a whole army of these things, the divs. Just try to picture it. Hideous, monstrous demons made of smoke and pure spite. And their one and only goal was to tear down everything that Tahmuras had so carefully built. This was the army marching against civilization. But here's the thing about Tahmuras. He wasn't just a king. He was a master of magic himself. He didn't just meet their brute force with his own. No, he was smarter than that. He met their dark magic with his superior magic. He actually turned their own spells back on them, not just beating them, but completely humiliating them by locking up their strongest warriors in chains. And then he does something that is just on another level. This is the ultimate power move. He takes on the source of all evil, Ahriman himself, and with a spell, turns him into a horse. And then he rides his greatest enemy around like his personal steed. I mean, that's not just a victory. That is a statement. That's chaos being utterly and completely submitted to his will. So at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, story's over, right? He's won. He'll just destroy his enemies. But that's where this legend takes such a brilliant, unexpected turn. The big climax isn't another battle. It's a negotiation. So I want you to really think about this for a second. The captured demons are on the brink of being wiped out forever. What could they possibly offer a king who controls the world and has total power over them? What could be worth more than just getting rid of them for good? And this was their desperate bargain. They offered something that wasn't gold, wasn't land, wasn't power. They offered a kind of immortality, a treasure that could preserve ideas and wisdom long after even the strongest thrones had turned to dust. And there it is, the ransom was knowledge. The demons, these agents of pure chaos, offered to teach humanity the single most powerful tool for building a civilization that lasts, the ability to write things down. And Tahmuras, who was always looking for more wisdom, he accepted. He took the deal. And in that single moment, he totally changed the course of human history, forging an entirely new future from the secrets of his darkest foes. And get this, the scale of what they gave him is just staggering. It wasn't just one alphabet or one secret language. The demons taught Tahmuras 30 different kinds of writing. This slide just gives you a little taste of the scope. We're talking about Persian, Greek, Arabic, Pahlavi. He now held the keys to unlock countless cultures and histories. He had the power to make sure that knowledge would never, ever be lost to time again. Honestly, this is the best way to wrap your head around his achievement. He took the very thing that made his enemies who they were, their destructive, chaotic energy, their fire, And he completely transformed it. He harnessed that dangerous power and turned it into the light of knowledge, a tool that would enlighten and serve humanity for all time. And that is why he's remembered by this amazing title, Tahmuras Divband, the Demon Binder. It's a name he earned not because he was strong enough to kill his enemies, but because he was wise enough to bind their greatest secrets to the cause of civilization. So the legend of Tahmuras really leaves us with this one huge question. It makes you rethink what victory even means. It asks us to wonder if true, lasting power comes from total destruction or from the incredible wisdom to turn a threat into your greatest asset.